What's going on, 49er faithful, 49er fan, 49er gang? It's your boy 49er Dion here, back with another video. Definitely hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, turn on the post notifications so I can keep you up to date on anything and everything San Francisco for you. Well, guys, I know I dropped a video and we were supposed to pretty much be able to take care of the Dolphins. That didn't happen. 43-17 ass whooping is what happened, and the Dolphins handed it out on a silver platter. I can't even begin to tell you what happened. It's really confusing to me because how is it that we wound up in a situation where we were down? Yes, I believe in my heart too. Where we're down, I don't get it. So let's just go over some of the things that happened. First quarter, Miami scores 14. We scored nothing. Second quarter, Miami scores 16. We score 7. Third quarter, Miami scores 7. We score 10. Literally the only quarter we outscored. Fourth quarter, Miami scores 6. Score nothing. This is exactly how our drives went. And this is just telling you exactly how the game wound up going for us. You know, first drive, first quarter, punt. Next drive, turnover on downs because we tried a fourth down. And what's stupid about this fourth down run that we had is the fact that once again on a fourth down, when we need 1 yard, there's no Jeff Wilson Jr. Why do we continually put ourselves in stupid situations when we have Jeff Wilson Jr. standing right there on the sideline? He's active. We know he's active. He's human. You can touch him. He's not a hologram. And randomly, Jeff Wilson Jr. just doesn't seem to get the call. We keep trying to run these plays with Jerick McKinnon. McKinnon is not a banger. He is not a run through. He's not that kind of guy. It's not that I don't respect Jerick McKinnon. I like him. Been doing great for us all year. Matter of fact, this is the only game he hasn't scored in this year. But Jerick McKinnon is not that dude that you put on the goal line and you run the ball in. So I have no idea what Kyle was thinking. And it's really killing me because this has been consistent with him, where he's continually doing this night after night, day after day. Oh, well, I'm just going to go ahead and throw Jerick McKinnon in there. He'll get that 1 yard. Jeff Wilson Jr. likes to hit people before they hit him. So what on earth possesses you to think that you can't put Jeff in to get that single yard? He usually comes through for us. So I see no reason why we didn't do that. So next drive we get, another punt. Just pointless. The Miami defense showed up and showed out today. And it's the sad part is it's a bunch of nobodies. These are dudes that we don't like. What? Half the dudes on their team, I don't even know. I couldn't tell their name. So second quarter, we actually scored a touchdown. You know what I'm saying? We get everything lined up and we fake them out. Basically get Juice the ball. Juice runs, easy score. I mean, he damn near walked in. So I'm like, okay, we only down 14-7. It's cool. It's easy. We go ahead and stop him. Get the ball rolling again. We own. We smooth. What happens? Next drive, we get the ball. There's a punt. Next drive, we get the ball. There's an interception thrown by Jimmy Garoppolo. Nice little dead duck. Easy. We get the ball again. Another interception. It was really pathetic, man. I was very, very surprised. No, he is not he's not that hard of a runner. That's why I always call for Jeff in those situations. And yeah, it was. It was stupid coaching. Very dumb coaching. I have no idea what's going on with Shanahan or Bobby Turner or anybody with the run game as it pertains to why you have Jeff Wilson Jr. standing on the sideline, capable and ready, and you never put him in for the situations that you have him. It never makes sense. So we throw both those interceptions, man. That's just in the second quarter. We go to halftime, coming in the third quarter. Next thing you know, CJ Beathard is in the game. Now I watched the post game interview. I did. Kyle said he pulled Jimmy because Jimmy didn't look good on that ankle. And this is what I said from the beginning when I did my last video. I'm worried about them rushing Jimmy Garoppolo back due to the fact that we were playing like crap. And due to the fact that Nick Mullins looked like hot shit on the stick. And as you can see, he was inactive. Who else was inactive? Dante Pettis. Standing on the sideline where he belonged, not dressed, doing nothing. It kills me. It's killing me. So if you knew that Jimmy wasn't ready, why would you put him in there in the first place? But you pull him because you think that he's not doing good on that ankle? Or did you pull him because he played horribly? That's the real truth behind it. Jimmy played like shit. He looked bad, man. He looked really bad. So CJ Beathard gets us a touchdown, man. You know, KB scores. First touchdown of the year for him. Congratulations on that, Kendrick Bourne. So it's 30-14. So I'm like, well, we're down 16 points. We can stop them. We should be all right. So next time we get the ball, field goal. Fourth quarter comes. Wind up getting a turnover on down. And then we get the ball again. Fumble. Get the ball right back. So what killed me here is look at the time frame that we had the ball. You know, like TOP is a big thing, especially for Kyle Shanahan's system. So our first drive of the game, minute 23. Second drive of the game, 3 minutes, 12 seconds. Third drive of the game, 3 minutes, 35 seconds. Fourth drive, minute 18. Fifth drive, 2:49. Sixth drive, 19 seconds. You see where I'm going here? We're not even holding the ball enough. No. We are not trading Jimmy Garoppolo. No, Caden. We are not trading Jimmy Garoppolo. And nor am I implying that by any stretch of the imagination. No. Even with CJ Beathard having the best deep ball out of all three quarterbacks, even with there being certain things that Nick Mullins has, our best quarterback on the roster, even though he looked like crap today, is CJ Beathard, is Jimmy Garoppolo. And JDM lifestyle, I'm going to get to him. Do not worry. I am going to get to him. So let's go over the Dolphins drive. First drive, touchdown. Second drive, touchdown. Third drive, punt. Second quarter. First drive of the second quarter, touchdown. Next drive, field goal. Next drive, field goal. Next drive, field goal. They're scoring consistently. The one thing you can do to win a game every single time is to score on every drive, whether it be a field goal or whether it be a touchdown. Either or, it does not matter. So what happens in the third quarter? Punt, touchdown, field goal. Fourth quarter, field goal. Next drive, in the game. It doesn't make sense. You see what I'm saying? Like, this is just pathetic. It's a pathetic showing by the Niners, and I have to say that I'm more than disappointed because these dudes punted a couple times and they wound up having, the game of their life. They killed. This is ridiculous, man. We went against Ryan Fitzpatrick, and he looked like the moniker that they give him every now and then, Ryan Fitzmagic. Ryan Fitzpatrick, 22 or 28. He only missed 6 passes, 350 yards, and 3 TDs. Not an interception to be found. Now, the cool thing is we were shutting the run down. Myles Gaskin had 16 carries for 57 yards and 1 TD. The TD he had was from a yard out. Like they could not run the ball on us. And with the wide nine that we run, usually we're very susceptible to that. But no, they couldn't move the ball on the ground, but they didn't need to because they moved the ball through the air. And you know what they did? They said the 49ers are thin at linebacker. You know, Tanya, I understand your point. I understand your point as far as him not being mobile enough and that being the way that the NFL is going. You have your Lamar Jacksons, your Patrick Mahomes, your Russell Wilsons, and you guys like that. Those are the dudes out there. They're running the ball. They're making things happen, and they're able, to basically put the defense in a bind because you don't know what the quarterback's going to do. So I get you on that one. But yeah, right now our quarterbacks are looking really bad, you know. And yes, Caden, you are correct. We do miss Sherm. We miss Emmanuel Mosley. Now, what kills me is the first half of the game. Brian Allen, take your ass back to the practice squad. Matter of fact, just cut it. Cut it. That was one of the worst showings by a defensive back that I've ever seen in my life. I'm almost 40 and I wouldn't go out there and look that bad. I can guarantee they picked on Brian Allen the whole fucking game. The whole game. They didn't stop. Every time they threw the ball Jason Verrett's way, like what, twice? Barely even targeted anywhere near Jason Verrett. They said, well, wait, where's Verrett? Okay, we're going the other way. They ate Brian Allen alive. It was pathetic. And randomly, Akello walks over and goes, "Hey, I feel good enough to go." You waited until halftime where you saw this kid getting his ass roasted all fucking game, and you randomly walk over and say, "I'm good, coach. I think I can go." You mean to tell me as a coaching staff, you don't put Akello out there and say, "Fuck it, Akello, if you can go, you're gonna go." Like if you feel healthy enough, we're gonna put you out there. We are not starting this kid. We got Jason out there. At least if we put you out there, it'll at least put a little bit of fear into the offense because they see that they have two possible, starting DBs. Now, Verrett got all the respect in the world in this game. They would not go near him. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, Brian Allen just got chewed up, man. And it didn't matter who it was. It was Preston Williams. It was Devontae Parker. Like, they just killed him. Preston Williams had 4 catches for 106 yards and 1 TD. Who the fuck is Preston Williams? I don't even know who this dude is. Devontae Parker, we know who that is. He's been the number 1 receiver since Jarvis Landry left for Cleveland. 2 catches, 50 yards, and a TD. Who was that TD on? Right now. Who was the touchdown catch on for Preston Williams? Same guy. Gesicki, 5 catches, 91 yards. You know what I'm saying? And Myles Gaskin, 5 catches, 34 yards. Breida, 1 catch for 31 yards. Isaiah Ford, 2 catches, 23 yards. This is what I'm saying, man. Like it's pathetic. It's really, really bad, man. And let me tell you, like the defense is really missing Nick Bosa. And I can tell you this because the edge is just not being set like it once was, people. It's just not. The Dolphins defense. Let me just take a look into because this is what happened. And it was pathetic. Jimmy threw 2 picks in the game. Bobby McCain and Xavier Howard both picked off pass. The defense for the Dolphins was 27th in the league when we came in. No, Russell Wilson does not have an O-line. Yes, and I agree. Allen needs to be cut. Solid should definitely be ashamed. And what kills, see, here's the thing. Coaches will come out and they will, you know what coaches are going to say? Coaches are going to say the same thing that they always say. You know, we're proud of our players. We didn't play well. We'll get them next time. And they're going to go into that room and rip those dudes to shreds. They ain't going to tell you that in public. They're not going to tell that to the media because you don't want to go out there and publicly blast your team like that, you know, and put them out there, you know, basically on the chopping block and say, hey, you guys suck. Because you can't. You know, if you're really a part of the organization, you cannot do that. But this is what kills me, man. Like, we went out there. Jerome Baker had 6 tackles and a sack. Who the fuck is Jerome Baker? You know what I'm saying? Like, these are things that don't make any sense. Um, Andrew Van Ginkel had a sack. Who the fuck is Andrew Van Ginkel? That sounds like Rob Van Winkle, aka Vanilla Ice. Like, who the fuck are these people? You see what I'm saying? And Landon, who the fuck is a Landon Roberts? Zach Seidler? Who the fuck is Zach Seidler? No names, people. Same thing that happened to us against the Eagles. No name defensive players are making our offensive line look like a bunch of suckers. Trent Williams he looked bad, man. These last 2 games, he ain't looked really good. I'm sorry, he has not looked good. The whole O-line is looking really bad. Now, one of my guys on Twitter, for the life of me, I cannot remember his name, man. He's a San Jose Sharks fan. He had a really good idea. When Richburg comes back, you shift Garland to guard, and you kick Daniel Brunskill out to right tackle, where he flourished last year. And he looked better. And you bench Mike McGlinchey. Because McGlinchey's been playing like shit. He's horrible in pass pro. He barely holds up in run protection. You know, spent the number 10 pick on this fool. Can't even block. This is pathetic. That's what I'm saying. Like, look at this. Jason Sanders, 5 out of 5 field goals. You see what I'm saying? This is what I mean. And then you have plays in the game that just don't make sense. I watched pretty much most of the whole game right until we got into 5 minutes in the fourth quarter, and I just turned it off. I couldn't watch it anymore. I was done. I was completely done. And so you deactivate Dante Pettis, but you activate Kevin White. Kevin White has been in the league for years. One of the most oft-injured players that you can ever see in your life. He about as injured as Jason Verrett. And Verrett's healthy for a change. But you activate Kevin White and you deactivate Dante Pettis. Now, I don't like Pettis. I wish they should have cut his ass on time ago. But Kevin White to do kick returns? For what? He's a waste of space. I'm surprised he didn't tear an ACL while he was trying to do a kick return. The man took the ball out of the end zone and wound up on the 10-yard line. At that point, you could have kneeled and we'd have had an extra 10 yards. Like, this is the shit I'm talking about, man. This stupidity, running, fucking rampant. This is one of the worst showings I had seen by far. So, Jimmy Garoppolo, 7 out of 17, 77 yards, and 2 interceptions. That is pathetic. CJ Beathard, 9 out of 18, 94 yards in the TD. I guess he was quarterback. I still don't think the coach is the issue. The quarterback, people say he's holding it back, but do you really think if Jimmy went off schedule and made a play, the coach would be upset? No, that's the thing. You got to remember, like as a QB with your coach, you are on a short lease. So basically, you and your coach have to have that connection that says I can audible at any moment and just make the play. I can change the play and you're not going to be upset. I can see the defense and read it properly and say, okay, this play that we about to run is not going to work because the defense is doing X, Y, and Z. And from the film study, I already know that this is coming. So I'm going to go ahead and change the play to X, to this because I'm going to make this happen. Yeah, I could barely watch after the third quarter. But CJ Beathard, 9 out of, he's 50% completion percentage, 94 yards in a TD. Now, Beathard came in last week and he scored a touchdown. Came in this week and scored a touchdown. Last week, he almost had us basically in the game. Had he just ran in that 2-point conversion rather than throwing it to George Kittle, we could have kicked the ball and went into overtime with the Eagles. Possibly tried to win that game. But, that didn't happen. This game, put him in the second half, he still looked like nothing. So the issue is, we need to draft both, Katie. We need O-line and we need DB. I've been saying to draft a defensive back for years and years and years. We need to draft a dude that's going to be able to take over. We need to draft a couple of guys that are going to make it happen. Tim Harris has been nothing but injured since we drafted him, which was a fucking waste. Sherm's here, but this is his last year. So we hope to get him back next week. And if you could put Sherm and Barrett on the field, that's a very, very formidable tandem. K1 is on IR for 3 weeks, so we won't see him for the next couple of weeks. So we're going to have to hope and pray that Jamar Taylor can hold up in that slot position. We're just so thin. But yes, we need to draft a new right tackle. Or say fuck it and give Justice School a shot. You know what I mean? Or we can just say, all right, if we don't want to give Justice School a shot, we need to give Daniel Brunskill a shot. We can slide Colton McKivitz in at right guard. Like, we have a few guys that we can play with on the offensive line and tinker around with and move. But we need to make things happen. We need to make some changes because the line is playing horribly. We're playing horribly. This ain't gonna work. This ain't gonna work. What's going on, Matt? But Raheem Mostert, 11 carries, 92 yards, 8.2 yards per carry. He looked good. Even for an MCL sprain and to come back within 2 weeks, he looked very good. So I have no quarrels, no qualms with him. Juice only had 2 carries for 11 yards, but he had that TD. Jeff Wilson Jr., 2 carries, 27 yards. McKinnon didn't see a lot of running. But we randomly put him in on one play, the play we don't need him. Receiving, George Kittle, 4 catches, 44 yards. Brandon Ayuk, 3 catches, 44 yards. KB, 2 catches, 30 yards TD. Raheem, 3 catches, 29 yards. Devo, 2 catches, 19 yards. Kennedy, 2 catches, 5 yards. These are the numbers. Just pathetic numbers. Straight up pathetic numbers, in the passing game. Garoppolo fumbled, so did CJ Beathard. But Garoppolo fumbled because Ross Dwelly got him murdered with his blocking. It was horrible on that play. That linebacker came around and popped Jimmy so hard. He popped him. Talking about rocked his world. And the defense didn't look any better. Like I said, and it wasn't the run game, people. It wasn't the run game by any stretch of the imagination. The run game was actually very solid. We were good with that. We stopped them on the run. They could not run the ball on us anything at all. Not at all. They passed the ball, but Allen was just getting murdered out there. But on defense, leading tackler, Fred Warner, 8 tackles, 1 tackle for a loss. Quan Alexander gets a sack. You know what I mean? Kerry Hyder Jr. gets a sack. And that's it. 2 sacks. That's it. Nothing else. You know, that's basically where it stopped. You see what I'm saying? And this doesn't make sense. Total yards, Miami had 436 yards. We had 259 yards. You're right. We did play like shit. Yeah. I don't know what Kyle was thinking. Oh, we definitely got Fitz magic, Matthew. Yes. We got Fitz magic in every way, shape, or every way, shape. Or I love Mostert too. I do. I love Mostert. Mostert is a fantastic player, and he does very, very well. You cannot knock Raheem Mostert at all. He does a wonderful job. And the beauty of Mostert, the reason you didn't see a lot of McKinnon is because Mostert was healthy. That's it. McKinnon's good, but Mostert's better. The passing yards, 342 yards. We only had 128. Rushing, Miami had 94 yards, but that was as a collective. It was uh, Gaskin, and then you had a little hint of Breida, and then you had a little bit of Ryan Fitzpatrick. That's how. Yeah, but Chase Harrell was over there on PED, so ain't no working out for him. He gonna work out, but he better stop putting them drugs into his body and get natural real quick. Because other than that, he ain't gonna play. NFL don't joke around with PEDs. Um, but then you look at it, man. Rushing, we beat them out, 131 to 94. Um, but 43-17 is how we lost. Um, San Francisco, we fumbled twice. We lost one, threw 2 interceptions. Miami didn't fumble at all. It didn't throw any interceptions. You know what I'm saying? Miami allowed 2 sacks. We allowed 5. You know, I'm with you on that. I'm with you on that. I'm with you on that, Tanya, in every way, shape, or form. I always love the 49ers no matter what. Always. You know what I mean? And it's hard. It's hard. You gotta love them as much as you possibly can at all times. You gotta love them. You know what I mean? I mean, yes, no preseason really shows because what people don't realize about the preseason is time for you to gel. That's how you make the connections. You say, okay, this dude works with this person, this dude works with that person. Um, what's going on, John B? Yeah, that's right, Matt. Faithful then, faithful now, faithful always. So the short answer is you're going to have to move forward with Jimmy Garoppolo, but you're going to have to make it so it's all about the run game. There's going to be a lot of Raheem Mostert. There's going to be a lot of Debo Samuel. There's going to be a lot of Brandon Ayuk. And then the passes that you have, you're going to have to make them short, intermediate, and over the middle. That's where Jimmy makes a lot of his money. But you're going to have to do it to a point where it's not so predictable, where defenses can key in on it and make that a point of emphasis to be able to stop us. But that's the short term answer. We really don't have a choice. We must um we got to put defenses in a worse position than to give them just an easy way to win. These defensive lines are eating the offensive line up. I've never seen Trent Williams look this bad. I watched that man play for years. He's never gotten beat up like this. Last week he got punked all day. Today he just got beat up. The whole line was looking very, very bad. Time of possession, 36 minutes and 53 seconds to 23 minutes. That's almost a good 13 more minutes of the game. You know, what you say, John B. giving up 21 forces to pass, and we can't get the run game. The run game wasn't that bad. It was the pass game that was shit. You know, I agree with you, Tanya. I've been saying move on from D Ford. I don't think we should ever trade it for him in the first place. D Ford is a injury prone player. He's been injury prone, and randomly that last season in Kansas City, he decides to show the hell up, and he could stay healthy all that time just to get paid. Come on, people. You know what I'm saying? It has been weird. It has been really weird for the entire league. You know, you have no Christian McCaffrey. Um, if you didn't see what happened, Dak Prescott had a freakish injury with his ankle. That looked bad, really bad. So, you know, the issue is, John, you can't trade like we can't trade none of these dudes. You know, early on in the year, we were getting call after call after call for Nick Mullins, call after call, and John Lynch said, "Nope, not answering the phone. I ain't got time for that. We need to keep a viable backup." And he just got benched last week. You're not gonna get them same calls. Whatever draft picks they were offering, you're going to wind up losing that. You know what I mean? It's not gonna be the same. So the unfortunate situation is we will have to figure out what to do. Um, yeah, you, Matt, you ain't never lied, man. Some of the shit we was doing on defense, it doesn't make sense. The number one thing I don't like about our defense is the fact that um, we run a zone scheme and we're always playing off. Like when you're down there in the red zone, you don't need to be playing off. If you're within 20 yards of the goal line, you should not be getting beat as a defensive back and or a linebacker. It's 20 damn yards. You should be able to hold together. You should be playing man that whole time. That would be the type of defense I would run. I would make sure at every turn. If I'm inside the 20, no, not at all. You better play man and you better follow him. I don't if he go to the bathroom, stand your ass outside. If he goes into a stall, stand there and wait for him. I don't care what he does. You need to be on him. That's the thing. You can't give them space because that's how Jason Verrett allowed his first catch. He played so far. He gave him it was only like I think first and first and 4, first and 5, something like that. Jason Verrett playing damn near 8, 9 yards off. It's easy to run a comeback route on that. If you're a quarterback and you looking at the defense and you see all of that happening, serious, it's too easy to make that play. As soon as the play is made, boom, easy. I'm done. So we had a really horrible game, but that's what I'm saying. You know, the only thing we tied them in was penalties. The only thing we beat them in was rushing. We had a really, really bad game, guys, and this doesn't bode well. We lost against the Dolphins and the Eagles. Two teams that are pretty much the basics. Now I don't know about trading Nick Mullen because I mean, yes, CJ Beathard scored a touchdown last time he came in, and he scored one last week, but you can't really trust him going forward. You know what I mean? But this is starting to look more and more like a Super Bowl hangover. We are 2-3. We are the bottom of our division. You know, yeah, probably. Matt, you, Matt, you gotta be laughing over here, man. Yeah, yeah, we probably are gonna have to start our 17th string quarterback. You know, I'm telling you, man, like this is bad. It's really bad. I was thinking to myself jokingly. I said, man, shit, we might as well go ahead and get call Dion up. Say, look, man, I know you was gonna go ahead and coach Jackson State, but fuck it, can you lace up? I heard Daryl Green still runs a 4.5. you know, and this is really bad, man. Yeah, Trent Williams is technically a rental. He's only on a 1 year deal. He is not on a long term deal here. You know what I mean? So we still have to make sure that Trent is there and he's doing what he needs to do. You know what I mean? Yeah, we could re-sign Trent. I don't believe that Trent is a bad player, and I'm not saying that. I'm saying that the issue that we face is that he's not been playing very well these past couple of games, and the line in and of itself has not been playing well. Mike McGlinchey is a terror at right tackle. He's not been very great since we drafted him. He's always been great in for run blocking, but not for pass blocking. He's just that's not him. It's not what he does. So we have to figure out what we're gonna do, you know, if you know, if we're going to go ahead and move on from him at right tackle. Um, I would love to have Willis back. If we had Patrick Willis back, God, if Willis never retired, that would be fantastic. I would love it because he'd still be playing. Willis is one of the best linebackers to ever play football. And he was one of the best linebackers to ever lace up, his cleats for the 49ers. You know what I mean? We can't trade CJ Tanya. Don't nobody want CJ. That's like trying to move Dante Pettis. Don't nobody want CJ. Don't nobody want Dante. We can't even get a 6th to 7th round pick for neither one of them. People they don't even care. And then at the same time, the biggest issue with trading CJ is Kyle's gonna have to admit he was wrong. Kyle don't like admitting he was wrong. He spent too much time trying to prove he's right when it comes to these things. So that's the unfortunate situation. Kyle's going to continually do that every single time. When he drafts a player, he thinks he can do whatever he can. He can work some kind of magic, make these dudes the guys, and it's not it. Oh no, the Falcons have fired Dan Quinn. Mm-hmm. Dan Quinn gone. He got fired today. That's it. They're off to a 0-5 start. And I tell you this, it is not the Falcons offense, it is the Falcons defense. And they are trash. Thank you, baby. I love you, John. I love you, baby. But that's just the case, you know. And Willis, yeah, in Niner history, yes, I have to agree, Matt. Yeah, yeah, and they did. Yeah, they fired Dan Quinn. They definitely did, Matt. Yeah, they fired him. A lot of people, man. A lot of people out there. And it's very frustrating. Don't get me wrong. To try to wonder what you got to do next. But at the end of the day, the end result is very simple. The line must play up to par. They must. They have to. If the line doesn't play up to par and they don't do what they need to do, then it doesn't matter what quarterback you put back there, they're gonna suck. Um, on a on a positive note, um, on a positive note, Alex Smith got back out there, guys. He made his first appearance in the last couple of years after that gruesome leg injury. He unfortunately was sacked 5 times because the line for the Washington football team is trash. But hey, it's a positive thing, and I respect Alex for all the time that he spent with us and how he had to unfortunately change offensive coordinators like a young girl changes clothes before the first day of high school. You know, oh yeah, you don't want to be in the post game locker room. I'm gonna tell you right now. You bring me to a very good point, Matthew. The beauty is you don't want to be in the post game locker room. You know why? Because feelings are gonna get hurt. See, when they're in the interviews with the media, like they're gonna say what they're gonna say, they're gonna do what they're gonna do, they're gonna act how they're gonna act. It's all gonna be a nice thing. Yeah, Alex Smith was underrated. It's all gonna be, cool. Hey man, we had a bad game. We need to play better, blah blah, yada yada. In that locker room, oh no, it's curse words being thrown around, it's shit possibly literally being physically thrown. There is a whole lot of you guys suck fucking monkey testicles. There's a lot of it. You know, yeah, it was awesome to see Alex out there. I was very happy for him, man. I was very, very happy. Yeah, prayers are out for Dak, man. They said he's already going to have surgery already. Um, on that note, Dak most likely will wind up a free agent next year. He's going to be rehabbing the shit out of that ankle. I'm going to tell you right now that Dallas is not about to franchise tag that man again. They didn't want to pay him in the first place, and you still owe him all his money. You like can't get away from that. You still got to pay that man. And now you got to finish off the season with Andy fucking Dalton. That's a disaster waiting to happen. Andy Dalton is shit for a quarterback. He's horrible. It ain't like Cincinnati doing any better without him. But it is what it is. Surgery's already done. They said 4 to 6 months to recover. Yeah. So Dak will hit free agency probably just in time. And because of everything going on, they're probably going to have all the contingency plans that they need to have in place. So you will have your off season, you will have your preseason next year. They'll probably move just down, I believe, 2 games because some of the new rules for the new CBA are going to roll in next year. And things are going to happen. But guys, I'm going to go. I appreciate y'all tuning in. Thank you for watching. Everybody who tuned in, thank you so, so much. I really appreciate it. It's a passion of mine. And I love to be able to interact with you guys on here and just sit back and go through the comments, talk you know 49er football. Alex is gonna retire 49er Matt. He's gonna retire. I doubt he's gonna retire. It makes sense because you got to think about it. Like, was he gonna retire a chief? It's not gonna make sense. You know, I don't think that Alex will retire 49. You know. John B, you cold for that one. You cold for that. Hey, Dante must know where some bodies are buried too, because Dante is still on this damn team, and he definitely should not be. So Pettis definitely knows where the bodies are buried over here with the 49ers, because they didn't kept his ass around way longer than he should have. But yes, Marvin Lewis. But Marvin Lewis was shit for a coach, man. He was horrible. He was a horrible coach. He never took them anywhere. They couldn't get past first round of the playoffs. They got to the wild card maybe a couple times. And they had a formidable team. TJ Houshmandzadeh was no joke. Um, you know, TJ was good. Chad Ochocinco was a beast. Like, what I mean? They were doing very well. Yes, you're right. At least we are not the Jets. At least we are not. But the thing is, we're bottom of our division at 2 and 3. Cardinals are on top. The Rams look damn good. Seahawks ain't lost a game. They came back and won tonight. So yes, we definitely at all we gotta be firing on all cylinders, man. And we have to play the Rams. This next slate of games is not this is no bueno for us guys. Like this next slate of games, let me just tell y'all who we gonna play next before I get up out of here, man. Let me just go ahead and do that. Look over this schedule because our next slate of game basically bad. This is a real gauntlet that we got to get through. You know what I mean? And that's not going to be good for us because we don't need a gauntlet right now. You know, and I tell y'all right now, man. Damn it, do that. I don't even want to go over the schedule right now because it looks so bad. But this is the gauntlet that I'm trying to tell y'all. If y'all okay, on another good note, if y'all ain't seen Nike Zoom Pegasus 37s, 49er joints, oh, them joints is fire. Fire. Straight up fire. You gotta check them out. These shoes are basically like 49 branded. Fucking amazing. So we play the Rams. Then we play the Patriots. Then we play the Seahawks. Then we play the Packers. Then we play the damn New Orleans Saints. And then we get a bye. Guys, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's 5 more games. This is not looking good. Patriots, they're a COVID disaster right now, so that game might even get moved. Quite possibly just due to everything going on with them. We don't even know. Stephon Gilmore tested positive. Cam Newton tested positive. They shut down the facility. Then they opened the facility, like back and forth. We don't. But the Rams don't look like they're playing around, man. They look really good. Looks like moving on from Todd Gurley was a good thing. Very scary target. Very scary. Patriots, I don't know. You know what I mean? Seattle Seahawks, they balling right now. They ain't lost a game. They 5-0. You know? Yeah. Yes, Halloween has nothing on the 9th. That's correct. Nothing on our schedule. The Pack, we usually whoop on the Pack. We every year, every time we play them, we usually beat on them like they stole something. You know what I mean? So I'm honestly gonna tell you, I'm not gonna be worried about the Pack. We usually beat them. You know, somehow, some way we pull it off. But basically, after we play the Rams, you know, we're losers at home. We can't even win in our own house. That's the sad part. Our 2 wins are away. So after we play the Rams, that's when we go on the road for a little bit. We got to go to Gillette Stadium, then we got to go play the Seahawks up at Century Link Field. Then week 9 we go back home and play the Packers. Then we travel to New Orleans and play the Saints. You know, with the way we looking at home, I'd rather play this game in Lambeau. Like this has just been a real disaster, a very very big disaster. You know, let me see here. Let me see what John B said. Those black salute to service jerseys are bomb. Peace from the East. Good night, everybody. Hey, I appreciate you, John B. And yes, man, I date. Look, let me step back a little bit. I can get y'all that, man. Look at me. I'm always with my black jersey, man. You know, got that in the Bowman joint. But y'all have yourselves a wonderful evening. Stay faithful, stay blessed. Remember, we're 2-3. Just means we can still go 13-3. We must have cautious optimism, people. We cannot give up. Cautious optimism at all times is very unfortunate. And yes, we are playing like the 2016, which is not good. But next game we got to play the Rams. I'll go ahead and do a video for that a little later in the week because we have to make sure that we can make it through the week. And we have to pray that Jimmy's going to be able to play. And he's going to be able to play right. And that Kyle makes the decision well before we have to sit around and, watch Jimmy look like hot shit on a stick. But thank y'all so much. Appreciate that, Mariah. Thank y'all so much for tuning in. I appreciate y'all watching and taking a look at the video and the content. If you know somebody that likes 49er content, definitely send them my way. And if it's first time being here, definitely hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. I'm here to laugh and I'm here to cry with y'all. We up and down, but at the end of the day, stay faithful, never give up. Y'all have a good evening. Y'all stay blessed.